Four Noble Truths, revealing the nature of the world. The Four Noble Truths are the Buddha's first and most essential teachings, offering profound insights into the nature of suffering, which is central to the nature of the world. Please listen to the teachings on the Four Noble Truths, which will help us better understand the fundamental causes of suffering in the world and recognize the path to its cessation, leading towards liberation. Before diving into the details, we need to understand the importance of mastering the Four Noble Truths, also known as the Four Holy Truths. This was the first teaching delivered by the Buddha in the Turning of the Wheel of Dharma sermon at Deer Park after his enlightenment. This teaching contains essential knowledge that every Buddhist must know and understand. Without a deep understanding of this, one cannot be considered a true Buddhist and may easily fall into the path of superstition. By grasping the profound essence of the Four Noble Truths, we also come to realize that chanting Namo Amitabha Buddha, with the sole intention of seeking rebirth in the Western Pure Land, may be considered a form of superstition. The meaning of the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is rendered into Vietnamese as Tu Du Day. To fully understand the Four Noble Truths, we need to analyze the meaning of the words du and day in the Vietnamese term. The word tu means four. The word du means wondrous or sublime, referring to the profound transformation that occurs through understanding and changing one's thoughts toward wisdom, thereby eliminating suffering. Though it seems simple, it is not simple at all. The word day means fundamental, referring to the core principles in Buddhism. Therefore, the Four Noble Truths that the Buddha taught have the following meanings. Dukkha, ko-day. The fundamental nature of the world is suffering, implying that everyone must endure suffering. Life is full of suffering, from birth, aging, illness and death, to physical and mental pain. Samudaya, tapde. The truth of the cause of suffering, and tapde is also the accumulation of sufferings. Tap means accumulation from past lives to the present life, or over many lifetimes, caused by needs, desires, greed, and anger, which result in suffering. For example, the need for food, comfort, love, greed for power, and wealth. Nirodha, diet day. The cessation of suffering, the elimination of suffering in the mind. One may suffer physically, but the mind can remain at ease. Only when the suffering in the mind is extinguished can one truly be free from suffering. Magga, Tao Day. To eliminate suffering, there must be a path or method to end it. This path is the Noble Eightfold Path, which leads to the cessation of suffering. It is essential to remember that the way to end suffering is through the Noble Eightfold Path. Why is the nature of the world suffering? The nature of the world is suffering because the Supreme God always desires for us to mature and return to the infinite realm. Therefore, He does not allow us to indulge excessively, as overindulgence can easily lead to corruption. For example, a wealthy person who only focuses on pleasure will not understand the value of money. Living without struggling, without facing challenges, and without overcoming difficulties, a person cannot grow. Thus, He grants us more hardships than fortune. These hardships help us become wiser and accumulate merits by overcoming challenges. Adversity also leads people to seek out spiritual paths, bringing peace to the mind and body, and creating a connection with the Dharma. This encourages them to practice diligently, instead of remaining endlessly engrossed in the worldly attractions of human life. Understanding the miraculous Dharma correctly. Many Buddhists believe that simply chanting the Buddha's name with sincerity can lead them to the Western Pure Land, based on the idea that Dharma is miraculous. However, through the Buddha's teaching of the Four Noble Truths, we can see that the nature of the world is suffering, and this suffering is arranged by the Supreme God to cultivate the Buddha seed in each sentient being. Therefore, chanting to seek enlightenment can be considered a form of superstition. Practitioners must use wisdom to critically examine and understand this belief correctly. To gain a deeper understanding of the miraculous Dharma, let's explore the following question. Question: when sentient beings chant Buddhist scriptures and ask for blessings from higher beings, and subsequently feel or perceive some help, is this because Dharma is miraculous? Answer: from ancient times to the present, the Buddha has not allowed the use of supernatural powers to lead sentient beings. If help is perceived, it may stem from the compassion of a Buddha who sees that this being has completed their karma and is at the point of needing assistance. However, at times, this may also be a trick by demons. It is important to understand that asking for favors is not considered part of the Dharma. True miraculous Dharma lies in reading and understanding Buddhist scriptures, awakening wisdom within oneself, deeply comprehending the Four Noble Truths, and practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. Attaining peace of mind, confidence in one's future liberation, and a calm, steady life. This is the true essence of miraculous Dharma. In summary, the Four Noble Truths, an immensely important teaching delivered by the Buddha, deeply reflect the fundamental nature of the world. People in the world must endure suffering. This teaching explains that the source of suffering not only stems from essential needs to sustain life, such as food or clothing, but also from desires, attachment and aversion, accumulated over many lifetimes. To overcome suffering and attain peace in body and mind, the Buddha pointed out the path of practicing the Noble Eightfold Path.